Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Arsenal beaten Tottenham Hotspur 2-0, and what a way to end the weekend. Yesterday, of course, a lot of disappointments in the transfer market. But today, this evening, we needed that. How much important that win was to the fans, how much important that win was to Mikel Arteta. After the disappointment on Mikhail Modric, we needed a very tough task to actually pay off, and eventually it did. Arsenal 2 goals in the first half. Tottenham Hotspur absolutely blown away. I want to get your thoughts in the comment section. Who was your man of the match in this game? Because I kind of think RAMSDALE, who's been awarded man of the match, really deserves it. What a second half performance from the young goalkeeper. And I've always said that if you're gonna win games, you need such moments from your goalkeeper. You need such activity from your goalkeeper, and he's just done it. He's really been on top of his game. But Martin Odegaard as well, very, very nice performance. Bukayo Saka in the first half, and Alexander Zinchenko, he was definitely everywhere. I thought he was the best midfielder today, despite the fact that he started out at left back. But in terms of the best midfielder, it was Alexander Zinchenko. So let me know in the comment section who was your man of the match. I'm going to go with Aaron Ramsdale. The saves have been absolutely super. Those saves, first and foremost, to keep a clean sheet in this game, where Spurs have literally scored in each of the last 11 games, whether they have lost or won, they've been scoring a goal. To keep a clean sheet, to keep Hurricane out, to keep Davis out, to keep Dejan Kulusevski out, to keep all these players out, Ramsdale deserves a lot of credit in this game. We're going to be diving into each and everything, so make sure you hit the like button. Let's get this win to 1,000 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. We're very close to 64,000 subscribers. And of course, like I said, yes, Modric is now a Chelsea guy, but we actually have to move on. Now, I think Mikel Arteta is going to be very happy, and every Arsenal fan is very happy now with the first half. We've learned that way of starting games. It's very, very important for you to start games in such a manner, especially at difficult stadiums like the White Hart Lane, the Etihad, the Old Trafford, and all and all those different kind of and stadiums. The way you start games actually really, really matters. And the way we started this game was literally 100% dominant, 100% focused, 100% on it. The gas, the foot was always on the gas pedal in the first 45 minutes. And I look at Spurs, they really, really struggled in that half. They struggled to get out. They struggled to create any chances. They struggled to catch us on the break. They struggled to string 1, 2, 3 successful passes together. Arsenal's press in that game was absolutely phenomenal. And if you want to realize how good we were at pressing, Thomas Partey lost the ball in the first half 3 times, and whenever he lost the ball, the person to pick up was an Arsenal player, and that was Alexander Zinchenko or Granit Xhaka. That is how good we were in that first half. Literally what we did, what we're doing in the first 45 minutes is keep the ball and try to move it around so that Spurs don't see anything about it. So before we get to the goals, I think that is how we must start every 45 minutes. This is not the best 45 minutes we've seen from Arsenal. Maybe the first 45 minutes at Spurs, at home against Spurs in the first leg were a little bit better, because I thought we were absolutely brilliant. We were so good in that game, right? But then you've got to give it to Arsenal. You've got to give it to us. We are away from home, and we've managed to pull out such a performance at the White Hart Lane. Imagine coming to watch your team at home and you're a Spurs fan, and you watch those 45 minutes. If look, you could leave. Many Spurs fans could have left at the in the first 45 minutes. But brilliant football from Arsenal. Now, when we talk about the goals, I think it is becoming more of a norm that we will score in each and every game, but the quality of the goals is going to vary from game to game. Now, of course, we've been helped on by Hugo Lloris in both instances, and Spurs a little bit being frail and being I don't know why they start games in such a very, very poor fashion and poor manner, but that ball into Bukayo Saka from Thomas Partey is just class. It's just absolutely brilliant. And I've seen so many people have the conversation who's the best defensive midfielder in the league, who's the best DM in the league. And they've talked about Casemiro, Rodri, and Fabinho. And no one talks about Thomas Partey. But this guy wins every duels. This guy is now, able to pull a cracker out of, out of the net, out of, the prison. He's able to create chances. He's able to dominate games. He's very calm in possession, winning the ball all the time. I just don't understand the disrespect Thomas Partey gets, from pundits and from fans. So he literally makes a mistake. He gets a chance to, remake the pass, and the pass he remakes into Saka is absolutely brilliant. And Bukayo Saka, right from there, that is what is good about. When you put him in 1v1 situations with all these fullbacks, with all these centre backs, it's a no-brainer. He's going to create those chances. He's going to create those situations, and you're going to always struggle when you go against him. He gets into the penalty area and thinks about things. One, he is on his left-hand side, so he can come outside and then have a little swerve into like a banana, but then he decides against that. Goes inside, tries to bring a cross, and Hugo Lloris, what is he doing there? I mean, to be honest, I think Hugo Lloris must be the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League right now, because I've not seen a poor goalkeeper. I've not seen a worse goalkeeper than Hugo Lloris, unless otherwise. I've not seen a worse goalkeeper than Hugo Lloris. What is he doing there? The ball is literally, if it doesn't touch it, that ball doesn't go into the back of the net. It doesn't. And I'm wondering how he's punching it into his own net. I'm literally wondering. But great work from Bukayo Saka, just to make sure that we get the chance, we create it, and then we are 1-0 up. Now, one thing I loved about that first half again is the way we reacted when we scored. And I think this is where Spurs got it absolutely wrong, and they were flabbergasted, and they were a little bit, confused. Because when you score, you get carried away. You get carried away in the emotions. You get a little bit excited, and that is when the opposition, get a chance to capitalize, create chances, maybe get an equalizer early or late in the first half. That actually didn't happen. When we score, we kept our calm. We played as if we were still looking for a first goal, and Hugo Lloris, the gift that keeps on giving, yet again does it. Plays that ridiculous long ball into Harry Kane. It doesn't actually, because Kane has no way of calming that ball down. He has no way of controlling that ball. So it ricochets back, and literally what he's done, he's hit that ball long. All Spurs players have gone into the Arsenal half, and the ball has ricocheted back into the Arsenal half. And again, Thomas Partey. Look at that pass that Thomas Partey fits into Saka before Saka makes the assist to Martin Odegaard. Chance of space, yes, but Thomas Partey's one touch under pressure releases Saka. Saka is very, very good at recognizing who is around him. Very good at that, especially Martin Odegaard on that right-hand side pocket. He realizes that Martin Odegaard is in better space, much more space than him. He doesn't take on the player 1v1, releases Martin Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard, for the second time this time, releases a Kraken, and it's into the back of the net. Of course, he had already tried it, and Hugo Lloris made a spectacular save. This time, he has more time, he has more space, and he has a lot of, I think he's got a lot of time to, solicit the energy and power the shot. He's a little bit far away, right? But he's got the quality. We all know he has that quality to release the Kraken. And the moment he does that, 2-0, it's game over. It's definitely game over. Arsenal created more chances. That we need to talk about that Thomas Partey cracker that didn't hit the back of the net. That was a shot. That was a thunderbolt. And Hugo Lloris, it got Hugo Lloris flying at 180 at full stretch, but he was never getting there. He's served by the woodwork. He's served by the post. So that was literally the first half, and that was the game. In the second half, though, and I think Martin Odegaard has spoken about this, in the second half, it needed Arsenal's goalkeeper to become man of the match in order for us to win it. And we need to stop this. We need to stop that kind of performance. A game is 90 minutes. It's never 45, right? And we're going to be playing Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday. A game is 90 minutes. For Christ's sake, I want to repeat this. A game is 90 minutes. Every game is 90 minutes. I think Spurs do have that in their DNA. They have been so good in the second half. Against Brentford, they lost 2-0 at halftime. They came back in that game 2-2. Against Leeds United, they lost 2-1 at halftime. They won that game 4-3. Against Bournemouth, they lost that game 1-0 at halftime. And 2-0 down, they went, and they won that game 3-2. So they've been so good in the second half, okay? And I'm going to give Arsenal a lot of credit. But before we do that, let's talk about how we played in the second half, especially in the first 10 minutes. Spurs were absolutely all over us. Davis with a brilliant chance. If that goes in, and that's why Ramsdale is the man of the match in this game. If that goes in, the game changes. The game absolutely changes, right? We gave a lot of space to Jan Kulusevski, him trying to those bananas, him trying to create those chances right from this left hand side. It is unforgivable. We cannot allow that. But then the other thing we did in the second half, literally, was game management. And that is one thing we've learned as Arsenal. Have we dropped more points from winning positions this campaign? No. It is only Southampton where we led at halftime, Granit Xhaka with a beautiful goal, and then somehow we gave it away. Somehow we gave away we gave away possession. We gave away the lead against Southampton. But apart from that, each and every game that we've played in, we have been absolutely fantastic at game management. I think I'll recall 2 games. It was Southampton and Manchester United away, right? Those are the 2 games I remember Arsenal fumbling when it comes to, you have a point, you need to manage the game very well and maybe go for 3 or keep that point. And eventually, we fumbled and lost the win at Southampton and lost the point at Manchester United. But apart from those games, we've been fantastic. We've been the masters at game management. And I was on Sachuk's TV today before the game, and I said the only way you beat Spurs today is you go and win the game at halftime. You win it 1-0 at halftime, or 2-0, or 3-0. Whatever result you get at halftime, you make sure you protect that result. And that's what we've done. No yellow cards for Saliba, no yellow cards for Saka. That means they're okay to play in the next game against Manchester United. But look at what we've done. Look at how well we've played Spurs that has been desperate for the last 30 minutes of the second half. I thought we should have had a go. Edin Ketia should have put 2 goals into the back of the net. That is what he's lacking. He's lacking that killer instinct as a player. He's lacking that killer instinct as a centre forward. You need to be a little bit clinical. You need to be more clinical than that. If he scores that chance that Xhaka creates for him in the second half, it's game over. Spurs could have lost this game 5-0. But it's a strong win for me as an Arsenal fan and content creator. I've been down. I've tried to create content earlier today and was really, really devastated because we lost that, Mikhailo Modric deal. And for Arsenal to gift me the strength, the confidence, the power, the energy to come back on the scene, create content, and do such a reaction, I'm absolutely happy. Let's talk about the table, right? Because I literally never talk about the table, but let's talk about the table. Arsenal are now 8 points above Manchester City, 9 points above Newcastle and Manchester United. And let's not forget, Man United are in a very, very good run. They're on a very nice run, but they will have to lose games. They'll have to draw games. Starting with, yes, they were lucky to win against Manchester City, and we have been very, very lucky that that decision went their way. If Man United win the title against us, maybe we would go back to that moment and say they shouldn't have, had that, go. But for now, that decision was not in favor of Man United. That decision was in favor of Arsenal, because we have the ability to beat Manchester United and go something like 12 points clear. We can create a 20-point gap between us, Newcastle, and Man United. And that means that the only team we'll have to focus on this campaign is Manchester City. We've seen how Manchester City are. They're brilliant, they're good, but they're beatable. They do drop points. You look at how they play against Manchester United. For me, the first half, not that good. The second half, actually, not that good, right? It's the brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne that has been creating all these, purposive moments, these beautiful moments for them. The moment you put Haaland and De Bruyne out of the game, these days, you can't deal with the Manchester City. You can deal with them, effectively. So our mission now is to make sure that we focus on the next 11 games. And I mean it. The next game against Manchester United will mark Arsenal's halfway the season campaign. And then the next 10 games will actually matter. Will actually determine whether we win the title or not, okay? They're going to be very difficult games without Gabriel Jesus, without all these fancy signings that we've been looking at. They're going to be very difficult games. It's going to be a very, very hard campaign. But look at the table and ask yourself, how have they done it? How are they up there with the best? How are they the best team in the league? And look, Pep has always been speaking about it and said, this season, there is one team that has been better than us, and that is Arsenal. And everybody say, look, Arsenal are going to fall away. Arsenal are going to fall apart. But at this moment, we are actually not sure when Arsenal will fall apart. We are actually not sure when Arsenal will give away, will give away the points. So just look at the table. That is where we are. 47 points. We are the only team to have 40 points on the table, right? And if we beat Manchester United, we will be the only team to be in 50 points, and then maybe Newcastle and Man United and Manchester City will be, will be in the 40s. But we are the only team in the Premier League to be in the 40s. The rest of the teams are actually in the 30s. And of course, remember, we've given away a few points that we shouldn't have given away. So there is still hope. There is hope. After this win, I'm no longer devastated. I'm actually positive. Many games to go, around 20 games now. Around 20 games for Arsenal to go. But then you've got to remember that in those 20 games, you have around 10 games at the Emirates. And that is what actually powers me, okay? That is what powers me. 20 games to go, yes, but we have 10 at the Emirates Stadium. And all we've got to do now is to focus. Win all the 10 at the Emirates, or win 7 or 8 at the Emirates, and go away from home and pick up 6 wins, right? Those are around, that would be around 15 wins. If we get 15 wins out of the last, out of the last 20 games, it's going to be different. It's really, really going to be different. So I'll speak to you later in the player ratings, 6 things we learned, Mikel Arteta's press conference, but wonderful, huge win for us now. And I'm really excited. Very, very excited. I don't care about Mikhailo Modric anymore. I'm just excited that we are up there and just excited.